with something to say to each other.
How competitive these two are.
This is what it's all about. I mean, we play a whole season for moments like this. We're confident. We're confident in us, and we've been battling all season long.
Driving, kicking, Copper connects, and the Phoenix Mercury pull off a comeback for the ages.
It's Friday night.
Long series, tied now, so we need to go to Phoenix and take care of business.
We got a series on our hands, and Satou Sabally, a huge reason why this is level right now. She scored 24 points, including 14 after halftime, led the Mercury with 9 boards as well, as they overcame a 20-point deficit in the second half of Game 2 in Minnesota. And fresh off guiding the Mercury to that stunning comeback in overtime, Satou Sabally, she joins us right here on NBA Today. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. I know this is a busy day for you, and these playoffs, they have been a heck of a ride. But I want to start with that comeback. When did you guys know, oh, yeah, we're coming. We're going to win this game?
At halftime in our locker room, I think there was, I kept saying I was pretty much in denial about the game. And we knew we're going to get back, but we just have to do it play-by-play and step-by-step and really just not stop believing. But once we got that, and I was just running for my life and made the N1. I was also like, okay, no way. There's no way we're losing this game.
Once you ran for your life and hit him with a little flex,
yep.
That was the moment. And also head coach Nate Tibbetts, he said he maybe kindly chewed you guys out at halftime. What exactly did he say, and how did that light a fire in you?
He basically put an emphasis on our identity, how we've been playing all year long, and that our defensive schemes are really leading us and really building what we've been building all year long. But yeah, he definitely put a word on it, but he just always knows the right time when to do so. And he's just such a great coach, like also his unwavering confidence in us, like you feel that and you just want to go out there and play.
Sometimes you need a little bit of tough love, especially in those moments where you're right on the ropes, but you know you can grasp it back. Satou, you've been a bellwether for this team in a lot of ways. When your 3 ball is falling, the numbers say you guys win. You would have had some tough moments in these playoffs, and then you drop 11 of your 24 points in the fourth quarter of that game. What do you tell yourself? You've shared some of your kind of mantras of having a next day mentality in the middle of a game when you need to say, this isn't who I am. I need to get back to myself as a player.
I think all the shots that I missed were good shots. So just keep trusting yourself, trusting your percentage, and trusting your teammates that they will continue to share the balls. The fact that I still get the balls to be able to shoot and they're seeking me out. That is team chemistry, that is trust. So if I don't take that shot, I'm really letting them down. So really trusting my percentage, trusting my confidence, and if that shot doesn't go in, I always say, okay, next one will go in, next one will go in.
I am curious, when you see that you're lining up against the top dog, right? When you see, okay, we are matching up against a historically great team, the #1 seed in the Minnesota Lynx. How is it, what do you tell each other that says we have this belief that we can win this series, that we're just not a fun story and this is going to be a nice series to watch?
Just knowing that we belong here. I think everyone counted us out. The whole media, every other coaches. I mean, they ranked us, I think, like 8th, and we knew that's not justified. And I think in general, there hasn't been a lot of respect for our team. We respect other teams, but we almost could have been second in the standings this year. We ended up 4th. And so I don't really measure them as better as us. They're really equal opponents. And they just have more time together. So that is really what we want to thrive in, quick conflict resolution on the court, off the court, but then also really just like trusting our bond that we've built this year. I don't have fear at all. I don't think there's a thing such as appropriate fear because it leads with a negative mindset. So I'm really more so like a optimist. I'm an optimist. Like I believe in us. I don't really care about who's in front of me. I really believe in us and our mission. And I feel so confident in us that I know if we really execute, if we stay true to our own identity, we will beat whoever's in front of us.
I love that. See, this is why this series has been so good and so much fun to watch. Satou, I really appreciate the time. We'll be watching tonight. Best of luck.
Thank you. See you.
We're going to have that pivotal Game 3 doubleheader, actually, in the best-of-5 WNBA playoff semis. It's tonight on ESPN2 and the all-new ESPN app, Aces Fever. That's at 7:30. And then the Lynx and the Mercury, both series are all tied. This is going to be good. We'll be with you, WNBA Countdown, at 7 o'clock Eastern. Well, the WNBA Semifinals, they have given us 2 incredible series so far. So let's just relive to how we got here, all knotted up in both of these heading into this evening. So on a night where A'ja Wilson was presented with her 4th MVP, it was all fever, Monica, in large part due to Kelsey Mitchell.
Oh, man. I mean, Kelsey Mitchell is shooting a blistering 43% from the three-point line. She's having an incredible year.
Huge upset for the Fever there in Game 1. And then later that day, Minnesota and Phoenix, it was a 3-headed monster. Came at Courtney Williams and Nafisa combined for 62 points, 23 rebounds to open up the series. The Lynx, they would take that game. But then 2 days later, it was Phoenix and Minnesota again. This comeback was insane.
Absolutely insane. And something that you're not accustomed to seeing from Minnesota in terms of giving up the ropes. They were one of the most efficient, or the most efficient offensive and defensive team in the league.
And it was Sammy Whitcomb who would hit that clutch 3 late.
Are you kidding me? Girl, she was letting out that deep breath because she just, listen, shooter shoot to get hot and shooter shoot to stay hot, baby.
Sent it to overtime and got the job done. And then in Game 2 of the Aces and Fever, you knew you couldn't keep A'ja Wilson down, right? She finished with 25 points, 9 rebounds, 5 steals in a dominant victory. The Aces make a statement, and we're all evened up in both of these series. And despite both series being tied, ESPN Bet Sportsbook has both road teams as the favorites in tonight's matchups on ESPN2. The Aces, they're favored by 4.5 in Indiana, and the Lynx, they're favored by 3.5 in Phoenix. You know what that tells me? We're expecting 2 good games tonight. So, Monica, let's start with the first game on our air here, the Aces and the Indiana Fever. I'm not sure a lot of folks saw Game 1 going the way that it did, and yet here we are. What are you watching for in Game 3?
Well, I think turnovers and the activity in the paint. The paint has been hugely important to this matchup, and for slightly different reasons. While you've got A'ja Wilson and Aaliyah Boston as 2 of the best paint scorers in the league right now, it's not just about your traditional sort of post scores. It's also about Indiana's ability to get out in transition and get to the paint. This is a clip from Game 1, and here you see, or excuse me, this is Game 2. A'ja Wilson here. This was Game 1, I apologize. Scoring in the paint. But what's important there is that she's being guarded one-on-one by Brianna Turner.
Yeah.
Now, on the flip side, this is Indiana doing what Indiana does so well. One pass, Kelsey Mitchell is off to the races. The paint lit up in green. She was able to have a very efficient night. And then in Game 2, you saw it take a little bit of a different turn. Wilson hunting the paint herself. Chelsea Gray had 10 assists in this one. Did a great job of finding her teammates and getting the Aces into their customary postseason rhythm.
Yeah, Kelsey Mitchell was huge for them in Game 1. If she can get going at home again, I mean, that is what Indiana is hanging their hat on, particularly with all of these injuries really piling up. So we got that one as the first game of our doubleheader. And then on the other side of the bracket, we have the Lynx and the Mercury, also tied up at 1 game apiece. In that game, what is this going to come down to?
Listen, I am loving the Alyssa Thomas,
Give me that smoke.
Nafisa
Give me that
Collier.
smoke.
Like, I'm loving that one. But I think for me, when I've watched this series, it is the fourth quarter and or overtime. It is the late game decision-making and aggressiveness. In particular, when you look at Game 2, to come back from 20 points down, y'all, that was crazy. But Alyssa Thomas and company, the Mercury, made the Lynx look like a different team. Just watch AT here. Pure aggression, attacking multiple defenders, comes up with her own O-board, and then Satou Sabally, who had a terrific game, is available, able to knock down the shot. Same thing here. Aggressive defense by the Mercury in the midst of this comeback. AT refuses to be denied. If you're the Lynx, the good news is AT did not have a triple-double. The bad news is she had another double-double as you see her getting the ball out for an easy basket. And then this last play, Malika, missed shot, but again, the O-boards. And it was an O-board that ultimately forced this game into overtime. The Mercury go from good to great here, and AT, who was circled in the middle, sort of setting a ghost screen, if you will, creating enough confusion to help Sabally be free to get a clean look is so important. But in both of the fourth and in the overtime periods in the first 2 games of this series, one team has been sheerly aggressive, and the other team has looked disheveled and not ready to respond.
And now the Phoenix Mercury get to take that energy back home, right? They built all of this momentum, and now they get to bring that to their home crowd. You mentioned the energy that we've seen. You got Satou Sabally going at the fan courtside. You have Alyssa Thomas chatting with Nafisa Collier. The energy in this series, it's been palpable. In order to be able to refocus, if you're Minnesota going on the road, what's that going to take? You see the back and forth a little bit here.
Yeah, this was great. I just love the emotion in this one and all of the energy. Now, if you're Minnesota, you got to settle down. You can't turn the basketball over. You gave up too many points off of turnovers in Game 2, and you flat out were on your heels in Game 2 as well. 4 points in the overtime period? Like, what are we talking about? This is one of the best offenses in the league. And then personally for me, Alana Smith, who was co-defensive player of the year, the defense has to hold in the moments that matter. And I thought in the overtime, they just were on their heels. And the only way to beat aggression is to meet it with aggression.
Right.
And they have a defense that can do that.
Well, even going to their bench in the second half of game one, that's an adjustment that Cheryl Reeve had up her sleeve that made all of the difference. I'm very curious to see how this is going to play out.